Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Rock and Rod Real Estate Roundup. Before I get started, I would just like to let everyone know if you're in South Carolina, North Carolina, or anywhere affected by the hurricane, my thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family. Now, I want to talk to you all about something that's coming up here a lot, and that's when people are telling me they want to wait till the interest rate drop. They want to wait to see who the president who's going to be, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, low interest rate does provide you the opportunity for more affordability, which means you can afford, more house. However, there is a con to low interest rate that a lot of people really don't know about. So I'm going to educate you all today on what that con is. Now, when interest rate was 2 and 3%, one thing we saw in the real estate market was the skyrocket of price housing. For example, the demand was high, the sellers know the demand was high. In many cases, there was multiple offers on a house, which drove the price up. For example, a house that was priced or was listed for $200,000 end up selling for $245,000. So that means the person who purchased that house paid $45,000 more than what the house was listed for because of one, the price of the house skyrocket, and it was multiple offers, which means you kind of had to outbid each other in order to get that house. Now, here go the con. Con is when you getting a loan for that house, you have to get the house appraised. And so if the house was listed for $200,000, the appraisal came back at $200,000. So that means that person had to pay the $45,000 out of their pocket. And what we're seeing here currently is people who are now selling their houses, who had that 2 and 3 interest rate loan, are losing money in the long run. Let me explain. The house was listed for $200,000. They bought it for $245,000. Now they want to relist the house now. Well, guess what? When we relist the house is now relisted at $225,000, $230,000. So if the house sell at $225,000, $230,000, they still lose $1,500 because they bought $15,000. I'm sorry, because they bought it at $245,000 and it just sold for $230,000. So the best time to buy a house is actually now when interest rates are 5-6%. Why? Because the house pricing market are stable, which means if the house is worth $200,000 with an interest rate of 5-6%, you're going to get that house at $200,000, if not lower. So when people say they want to wait for interest rate to drop down to 2 and 3%, understand that does come at a cost. And that cost is paying more for the house than what the house is actually worth, which in the long run is bad for everybody. And that's kind of why the market is where it is today, because we still kind of feeling the effects of when the interest rate was 2 and 3%. Now the prices of houses skyrocket up because of that. If you want to know more information about it, please feel free to inbox me. Hope to see you next week. And thank you for watching another episode of Rock and Rod Real Estate Roundup. Enjoy the rest of your week.